This is my life, everyone. Hey, everyone. Hey,
This is our life
hey.
too.
Hey, what's up? I'm not
Sorry.
answering right now because I'm probably busy or I don't know where my phone is. So, just leave me a message or I probably won't look at it, trying to be honest. But yeah.
Dude, he's been honest since the get, bruh. You got to give him some credit. Even way back when in sophomore year of high school, he let you know that he probably wasn't going to listen to it. So, at least he's real.
And he tells you to your face if he's going to answer your call back.
Oh, he did?
No, when he told me, he's like, Monica, I won't answer the phone.
With a smile on your face. Well, and how did that make you feel, Monica?
This is therapy.
How did it make me feel?
Yeah. Does it help knowing that he's honest, or does it hurt knowing that he's honest? Or why won't he answer your calls? Is that what you're wondering?
You
3, 2, 1, go! Come on.
Well, welcome to the first week of Jacob not being here. If this is the first time you've seen this podcast and Jacob hasn't been here, it's the first time he's never been here. This is the Lobos show. One whole of your hosts today, Xolo Maridueña, the non-sick half. Jacob and I just got back from Sundance, Park City, Utah, the Sundance Film Festival, and Jacob came down with a little sickness. I'm gaining my voice back because it was a loud weekend. We were talking very, very loud. But let's see where to begin.
Can you explain to people who aren't familiar with Sundance, break it down? What's it like when you get there?
Yeah,
What to
so
expect?
basically, Sundance is a film festival. Also has probably had a lot of your favorite movies premiere there. It's had some. Let's see what movies have premiered at Sundance.
Some of the 10 greatest movies you may have heard of, like The Blair Witch Project,
Oh,
Clerks, Brick, Little Miss Sunshine,
American Psycho,
Fruitvale
Little Miss-
Station.
Get Out, Whiplash. Okay, yeah. So see, these are like they're supposed to be art house, like artsy fartsy movies. Coda,
500 Days of Summer.
Oh, The Usual Suspects. Wow, Memento. I mean, there you go.
Napoleon Dynamite. Wow.
And Jacob and I will be there next year with our films.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. I am calling it right now. Whatever day it is today. Jacob is going to be there for his short, Gucci Slime. So you two should probably start saving up your bills. Put your bills in the piggy bank because we got to go to Sundance, Park City. And I think next year is going to be the last year it's there. They're trying to move it out.
And if you get in early, the tickets are pretty reasonable, right? If you not for the
I guess it depends what you want to do. Like you could, I think the passes, which get you unlimited, access to tickets are like $400.
But just getting flights early would be a good call too.
Oh yeah. No, 100. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I knew that I kind of wanted to come to Sundance, that I want to come to Sundance every year. So damn, whoa, no, Jordan, dude, I've never.
What do you mean?
Dude, I've never seen you without your glasses, bro.
What do you mean? I just got glasses like 3 months ago.
Dude, no, leave them on, bro. Whoa, dude.
Wow, you look really great to you. Are you wearing new contacts that you just picked up?
Yeah, these are dailies, so when I don't care about them, I'll just leave them around here. You might find some later.
I found some. I wasn't sure if those were mine or yours because I did that as well. Maybe we can share.
But a lot of Sundance, what it ends up being, because the showings get sold out like that, like the tickets, the passes sell out, and the most popular movies at that point also sell out, like months and months ago. You can get on a wait list for all of the movies 2 hours before the movies, but it's like a supreme drop. I mean, you get your position in the queue, and if you're above like 80, yeah, right, like good luck. You're not getting in. I got to see 3 movies. Jacob got to see, I think, 5. um, have y'all heard anything that's at Sundance?
Jacob kept mentioning the movie Bubble and Squeak that he really wanted to watch.
Yes, the movie with Stephen Yeun about the cabbage thieves, the people smuggling cabbages, right?
Yeah. That and the Jeff Buckley one. I think you
Yes,
guys
he
went to
did.
go
He
watch
did
it.
see the Jeff Buckley documentary. He really enjoyed that one. He didn't get to see Bubble and Squeak, like you're talking about, but I heard it was something. I'd love to have Stephen Yeun on to talk about it, but I want to see it first. The first one that I saw called The Legend of Ochi. Have y'all seen the trailer for this at the movies recently? It's an A24 movie with Finn Wolfhard and Willem Dafoe about this young girl from some country out in Europe and her quest to return a baby Ochi to its tribe. I think the best part of this movie was the score. The music was really, really fantastic. I think it was everything you expected from this type of movie where, like an ET type or something like this where you find a little creature. It has a lot of great heart. And I got to speak to Finn Wolfhard for a little bit. He was a really nice guy. Definitely like bonded over being over a show for a long time. I was reminiscing and being like, damn, dude, you've been doing this for so fucking long. We were filming the first season of Cobra Kai, watching Stranger Things like on Netflix. And then now we're finished. We finished before them.
Yeah.
We got
That's
wrapped up.
right.
He started when he was 12.
He's like, yeah,
2016
you got
is
out.
when it released. Damn.
So he was a really nice fellow. He and Jacob have some mutuals, I guess. My favorite movie was this movie called Mad Bills to Pay. It's kind of this is it right here. Basically, it's about this kid, Rico. He's this 19-year-old kid from the Bronx who sells nutties, 2 for 10, 3 for 15. They're kind of like mixed cocktails that he strolls around the beach with his cooler with, selling. He's a hustler, and it's kind of an interesting. I thought it was interesting for a couple of reasons. The first of which was the budget allowed them to only have one setup for each scene. What that means is instead of having, being able to cover and get footage of both sides of a conversation, let's say, like me here and this camera, this is 2 setups, 1 setup, 2 setups. You only have 1 camera and 1 position that you can put that camera in for each scene, and you're holding that shot the whole for each scene. It meant that they had to be really smart with where they were positioning the camera, how they were positioning the camera to make sure that your eye isn't getting bored. Because there were some times where a scene would be held for 6 or 7 minutes without changing the shot or changing the perspective. And it kind of is a bit gutsy to do that because it really makes you focus on the conversation that's happening. You can't escape it. It really gives this fly on the wall type of feel. People were really laughing at the first 15 minutes of this. It felt really real. The family dynamic was really funny. These characters were really charismatic. And around the 15-minute mark, you find out that Rico, he sits his mom and his sister down, who are Dominican, Puerto Rican, and he goes, "Hey, mom's like, I need to tell you something. I need to talk to you. Hey, little sis, can you get out? Can you go into the other room?" And he's like, "I got someone pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad." And they're like, his sister starts laughing. His mom's like, "No fucking way, you're lying. Like, are you kidding me?" Oh, blah 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 blah. He's like, "No, guys, please take this seriously. Please take this seriously. Like, I'm gonna be a dad. This is a good thing." Blah blah blah. And they're like, "No, what of all people, you Rico?" Blah 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 blah. And the sister's like, "Who is it?" He's like, "It's this woman, Destiny." And she's like, "Destiny," I forget her last name. "Destiny, Mercado." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "She's 16. Like, oh my God, what are you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. And at that moment, the whole theater became so serious. Like, I think people were thinking it was going to be a comedy up until this point. It was really funny, felt really slice of life, whatever. And at that moment, when he was like, "Oh, she's 16," all the energy and all the seriousness, like, was like, whoa. Because
Dang.
it feels a little taboo to say that, to say you got someone underage to have relations even, but to say you got someone pregnant, that sounds like, whoa, it makes you so startled at first. But what I appreciated so much about the movie is that it really shows you, like, no, this is so many people's experience, especially in like the communities that we come from. And yeah, this is in the Bronx. We're not from the East Side, but like this is so many folk that we know. And it painted this like really beautiful, tough, hard story about commitment and about like it made me think of, some of, either my experience or some of my friends' experience, growing up with a single mom and being like, damn, having or a single parent, I should say, like having a single parent is tough, right? Um, really, really tough. And these folk, like, they almost at so many different points split up and were like, all right, we can't do this, we can't make it happen. But they made it work out. And it just felt very hopeful. Um, you could definitely see this main character, Rico, wanting to, rise to the occasion of fatherhood, but how tough that is as a 19-year-old. Um, it just, I mean, I wish Jacob was here because he said it was like one of the best movies he's seen in his life. Um,
Does the vibe of the room changing so drastically affect how you like are experiencing the movie? Do you think that's why this is such a big thing to be in community at these festivals?
well, yes, 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 and yes. I think whenever you're going to these premieres, like a lot of these movies premiering at Sundance or just like that you get the opportunity, these screenings or whatnot, the energy is always like high because like because you want to be there. You bought a plane ticket to go to Salt Lake City, bought a ticket to drove up. Like the barrier for entry is so high that everyone is so excited to be in that room. Similarly to like when we went to the premiere of Barbie and we were seeing it at the Shrine Expo over at USC and there's 1,000 people in the theater, it feels like you're watching the best movie of all time because
Yeah.
everyone's laughing at like the lowest minimum of jokes. Like everyone's laughing at everything. Everyone's like feeling really emotional. The music is blaring, so all of the score and the emotions and all of that are feeling really good. Um, you're like fucking cheering for the opening credits as like producer and director and
Yeah.
actors come up. So
Mhm.
it's like a big old love fest for movies for sure. But like very specifically, like no one laughed from that point when he reveals his girlfriend to like maybe 45 minutes later when like finally a joke was good enough or like a moment was funny enough for people to be like, oh, okay, I guess I can laugh for a little bit. They have a little bit of breathing room for things not to be so tough right now. Like,
Ah.
all right, I guess there is some light in this. Like, if they're allowed to laugh, I'm allowed to laugh. Like, but it did feel a bit taboo in a way that I was so appreciative. Like I don't see a lot of movies like this. The third movie, um, and the third and final movie that I saw that I wanted to bring up with you, Jordan, because apparently there's a mutual connection.
Oh,
Was this movie called Serious People? Serious People is a movie about two co-directors. The co-directors of Clique Mundo. I don't know if y'all know them. They make music videos and stuff like that.
Okay.
And basically, this guy right here with the white shirt,
Okay.
he's one of the co-directors, and they just got the opportunity. Drake reached out and wants to do a music video, and this is like the biggest moment for them.
Yes. This
But he's about to have a baby, and
That's
his
fun.
wife is like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna miss the birth of our child, our first child, for a Drake music video?" So he's freaking out. He's like, "Fuck!" And his partner's like, "Dude, like, come on, this is the biggest moment for us. Like, you gotta make it work out." So he's like, "Fuck, fine." He does an audition. He puts out a Craigslist ad to try to find a doppelganger for himself, to have the doppelganger go shoot the music video with the co-director
No.
while he can go to the birth of his child. It's
way.
really funny. And Jordan, we have a mutual. This guy Waju,
Waju?
Waju.
Waju.
He did the music for it.
He did the music for this?
I think so.
Okay.
He was standing up on stage after the movie. I mean, you should look at the credits here.
Yeah, I know.
So who's Waju?
Waju is a very talented rapper, artist. He does film. He also teaches with us at the BHAC.
Shut up.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's right.
What?
But he is ever since I've known him, he's always had the best music videos in the scene that I'm in, like the independent grinding.
What part is he in the music videos?
Like he's a rapper. He's he's an artist. Like, you want?
Oh,
I can pull up
got
one
you.
of those tracks. Yeah. And just the vision. He's one of the first artists that I've seen locally. And not to diminish like his work as a local artist, but to do like CG.
Oh, word. Whoa. That's trippy for sure. Oh my God. That is interesting. Dude.
Yeah. I had no idea that he was involved with this project. That's crazy. I was not expecting to hear his name right now.
And this movie is all about music videos. It's very LA. The whole movie is filmed in LA. It's very like industry, like
Love
haha.
that.
Basic like when Pascual is in the car with Miguel, his freaking doppelganger, like trying to gear him up, he's like, "All right, so you just got to know this. You got to keep saying like it's gonna be a movie, and if you got to always know what to do. Okay, no matter what, you got to know what to do. And if you really, really don't know what to do, ask your producers." And like all these little funny moments, or
Dude, I love that.
and
It's a short. It's a short.
No,
Okay.
it's a feature. This one though, like the crazy thing about it as well is that this was a movie that happened to come together. Like they started filming a documentary around kind of like what the music video world was like, and then it slowly pivoted into like, wait, my girl is pregnant. Like this dynamic of work kind of getting in between relationships is something real, and that's something that's really happening to me right now. We're pivoting the movie to like a new story about a guy who's having a hard time like balancing his work life and his relationship because of this, and then it's kind of like amplified to the height of that. What would be like the hardest decision you had to make on both sides?
He's playing him. They're playing themselves, and
Yeah,
It's-
everyone
it's-
is playing themselves. They made this movie for $60,000.
Oh my gosh.
All of these guys are their friends,
Yeah.
like every single one.
Yeah.
And they filmed it like as I'm listening, like there's scenes where like Pascual and his doppelganger are like, "Shit, we gotta build the crib." Like, okay, wifey says, and it literally was Pascual or whoever like being like, "Yo, tomorrow come over, bring your cameras, we're filming this scene and we're improvising it."
Yeah.
Like they found the story as it was happening.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And it's so cool because like Pascual's wife is his wife in the movie,
Yeah.
and she's actually pregnant. And
Yeah.
there's scenes, where they're like where like as they mentioned, they would just set up the camera and leave and let the actors do their things wherever they were, whoever was there. And like there's certain scenes where like the wife is like, dude, like I I really need you in this moment, and it feels like you're like somewhere else. And you said that you were hiring this doppelganger so that you could be here with me, but you're spending so much time training him, you're not fucking here with me. So what is it?
That's so real.
That's very
And-
meta. Oh my god.
And like that moment, like the director was talking about it later, he was like, yep, that was just a real conversation. Like we decided to set it up and have a real ass conversation that would like that and that wasn't even scripted. She was talking about him filming this movie. Like,
That's so crazy.
so it was nuts.
I wonder how the wife feels.
Oh, she
No.
loved it.
Like,
No, I mean-
like watching it, just the
Oh,
process
yeah.
because it was all her and it was real.
Yeah. No. I mean, they all killed it. I think they understood the assignment and understood like, okay, this is what we're doing.
And that very much describes Waju, and like everything he does, he just does it like that. He's in the film too? He's in it, or he just ended up doing music?
I guess I saw him go up on stage after the movie finished.
Okay.
So I didn't know to look out for him before. He may have shown up in the movie.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not too sure. He
So-
definitely went up on stage like
Awesome. Well, congrats, Waju. And how'd y'all link up? You just kind of bumped into each other, and he's like, "I know Jordan."
no. I wish that y'all had known him. I didn't say hi to him at all. I didn't. It wasn't until later that I was on Instagram like looking up the folk for the movie that I was like, oh, this is that guy. He has the coolest style.
Yeah.
Like he was the best dressed person at his premiere for show.
Yep.
And yeah, I didn't
Oh, you saw we literally mutuals on IG kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I
And
thought-
now
Yeah.
now that I'm back.
Yeah.
But we should
we should tap in with him for something.
we should tap in with him. He should bring on Clique Mundo.
Mhm.
Clica Mundo. I've pardon my French.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering, like,
Yeah.
how do we watch these films? Like, I hear all these Sundance.
Some of them, like for example, The Legend of Ochi is already paired up with A24, so it'll go out into theaters in a few months. Opus, same thing. A24, Iowa Debris, John Malkovich, gonna go. But like a movie like this that didn't even like, they were like, dude, we didn't even think we were gonna fucking get in Sundance. Like, dude, this is a mirror. Like, it was up in the next category, which is kind of like, this is stuff that we're hoping there's more of in the industry. And I think for a big part of that being that it was made for 2 pennies, like really, really smart with their money.
Yeah. So did they actually shoot a Drake video? No. Drake.
Well-
What was Drake? Oh, no spoilers.
You gotta watch it.
Okay.
You gotta watch it. It's so fun. It's great.
Okay.
Okay, but I'll say like more than half of the people really thought it was Drake.
Okay. Say less.
Like it's a really good doppelganger.
Is it one of
Who's
ones
acting like Drake?
We've seen on.
But no, I don't think so.
Like,
I
fake-
didn't
you see,
recognize the
like,
actor.
fake Drake on Instagram. Okay.
But yeah, it looks, and yeah, I want to say I forget if it was Pay or Jacob. One of them was like, "Damn, that's crazy that Drake. How did they get Drake for this?" Yeah, this one for, if you worked on a music video, like we were hanging out with a lot of folk, a couple of mutuals of Jacob's who helped work on this short film of his, who did a lot of music video work. And in their eyes, they were like, dude, this is too close to home. It's making me uncomfy. Like, I didn't want to watch something like this.
Oh,
Wow.
I feel
like-
that.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's like funny and it's very real and it's like peeking behind the curtain, but it's
Yeah.
like, I do this all the fucking time. Like, what's an equivalent of that to y'all?
Dave.
Oh,
Season 1
yeah.
of Dave. Like when he walked in and into the studio, the first studio that I got rejected from my internship when I moved here.
Oh, the actual
the
location.
actual studio, like the lobby, and I and seeing just like the bullshit of being an engineer in LA in the big industry, because I started with,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't watch this, and I've never watched it ever since. Or Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary for me.
It's too real.
Yeah, it's too real.
Yeah, and well, I have no other words. I like Abbott Elementary.
It's a great show.
It's they add this like really goofy
Yeah, I just
side
don't
to
like
all their
school.
characters.
I'm like, I don't just don't like school and the
Love
system,
school.
and it's like, yeah, we don't got to get into it.
Anyways,
Anyway,
would you ever
It's like,
consider?
haha, let's laugh at the fact that our government doesn't give us any money.
Don't get me started on that right now, Van.
Speaking of which,
segue.
do you know your rights, Jordan, Monica?
And pertaining to what?
Pertaining to getting deported? Do you know the rights behind it? If someone comes up to someone or someone you know,
You mean
what
like
they should do?
like if we got a red card?
Basically, the long story short is don't say anything, refuse, you
Don't
have a
open
right
the
to
door.
remain silent.
Remain silent. Do not have to answer your questions.
Yeah.
Do not sign
Someone
anything?
has to have a judicially signed warrant, judicially by a judge signed warrant to go into your house. If they don't have that, you don't have to let them in your house. You don't have to answer to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the description, we'll provide a link for y'all to download a card that you can have.
It'll be in English and in Spanish.
But it's so scary right now. We do a lot of work in East LA, and
Mhm.
from one week to the next, like so much of the programming, so much of the community is holed up in their houses and wherever they are, like afraid to go outside.
They drove by my mom's restaurant yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's truly so scary, so sad that, like, I don't know if we were talking about this before, but like now there's certain organizations knowing or like trying to secure jobs for people who have gotten deported, remote American jobs so that they can keep an income
Yeah.
while they're on the other side. It's like, be so vigilant, be so ready, know your rights, and yeah. Basically, with each week that passes, it's just like Trump is seeing how far he can push the line and how much he can extend and use his power. So I just fucking hope that some divine intervention happens or something, because this is it's a tragedy. But with that, let's see. I went to the School Spirits premiere. If you're watching this episode, it means that School Spirits season 2 is out. So what excuse do you have not to watch it? Oh, you didn't watch season 1? There's a recap at the beginning. That's what I did. It is a really well-produced, fun show. I got to watch the first couple of episodes of the first season. I didn't watch the end, but then I kind of caught up at this recap that we watched. And Peyton has described it over to me the years, but it really does feel like all of the things that you love about a ragtag group of teenagers from something like The Breakfast Club or those John Hughes movies, and then like the nice thriller murder mystery of some Nancy Drew or something like it. There's some ghosts there too, some supernatural. So I really enjoyed myself there. I got I wish I brought it with me, a popcorn bucket with Peyton's face on it. So I'm really glad I have that in my possession now. And spoiler alert, Peyton List this season is playing 2 people. Isn't that so fucking awesome?
Oh.
Like,
Is
I
it a
feel like
complete
she's
opposite from her character, Maddie?
not a complete opposite, but they come from different times. Like one of them is is from the 1950s, I think, and
Oh.
one's from the 80s. So like they are distinctly different,
Mhm.
and you can totally see that when like they haven't. I only watched the first episode. They didn't share the screen yet, but I can't wait to see what the fuck it's gonna be like when they actually share the screen.
I wonder if it's mentally like you're juggling, because when you have to prepare for a role, you have to be locked in on this one person, but when you have to do multiple roles and you have to set your
Well, you're
foot,
locked in. You know what the other person's saying when you're learning your lines. Like
even
you have to know what the other person's saying.
even when you're playing like this person from like the 1920s in like a present day, you're like, oh, this person would do that, but this person would do that. Like they're like an on and off switch for that.
They film it twice. I mean, I think there's probably we can definitely get Peyton on, but there's some rituals, and like it should be noted that in this show, um, the other Peyton is, and I'm sorry, it's just I'm so fucking bad at names. I know the name of your character, Peyton. I just am.
Maddie.
Peyton is playing Janet. Janet's in Peyton's body.
Oh, I understand. I see. Inhabiting Maddie's body.
So, Peyton would like do rehearsals with Jess, the actor playing that lady, Janet, to see how she would act. And it was just so fascinating. Really, really well made. So get Paramount Plus, check it out. But let's see.
Yeah. Speaking of premieres, we got part 3 coming up, and if we're as of right now
We're
we're
1 week away,
We're
right?
1 week away.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good time. I haven't seen everyone in a while. I see Peyton and Jacob, saw Gianni a few weeks back, but
Yeah.
It's really crazy for me because I remember I had just finished watching, I think, season 2 when I got offered this job.
no. Oh, but you didn't watch more than that? Because it wasn't just season 2 that had come out.
No, I had just finished watching up
Oh.
until that point. I had no idea about Cobra Kai.
Oh.
Josh put me on it. And I had just finished the night before when I interviewed with you guys.
Like coincidentally.
Coincidentally, it happened.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
And then
Fire.
now I'm here.
Yeah, same. I think
So-
I watched 1 and 2 in the pandemic. This premiere, it's gonna feel like a I mean, y'all already had your rap and you had your emotions, but seeing it, you know,
I don't think I'll cry.
yeah. Are you gonna cry? Jacob's gonna cry.
Maybe I will. I mean, I hope that there's something that possesses me to be blessed with some tears. But no, I just feel so happy. It feels like at this point it's the victory lap. Like we already kind of set out to do the thing, and now we're getting to just like hang out and celebrate it again.
It's a good time to go out, I think, too. Seeing so many shows
Yeah.
jump the shark, or
Yeah. Like I
think-
think that this is way more than we could have asked for.
I can think of other shows that I loved and they just stayed on for an extra 4 season, and then it just becomes
Name them right now. We're almost to my character.
Sakamoto days.
But I'm having a lot of fun watching it and having so much fun also watching Dandaran. You guys watching Dandaran?
Sorry, brother.
Damn. That show is fun to watch. It has like the pacing is so good, the quirkiness is so good. And this one I like watching in English. Sakamoto Days. Dallas is really good.
It's been a very long time since I've watched an anime. Like growing up with my sister, I just watched like Sailor Moon, obviously like Pokemon.
yeah?
I love Sailor Moon.
and I started watching Sakamoto Days, and I was like, I really like it, like the pacing of it. I like how the episodes are
Yes.
short.
This one feels like a real casual watch.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I kind of need. I need a
You're-
casual watches.
yeah, their voices are so calming. The main Sakamoto guy, he kind of just
And Dallas just does like a quintessential like anime voice.
yeah.
I can hear your thoughts.
Yeah, he's really good.
Did y'all talk about this like being
No.
Yeah, because last
No,
time
no. I
we hung
found out when I was going into the booth to record that it was him. And I think he's been out shooting his thing for the past couple months. I don't know. I don't even think he's back now.
Yeah, definitely got to link up, get him on the pod.
Hell yeah. Again, because if you didn't know, Dallas Liu and Ian Oosley are on our episode of Netflix Geeked Week, which you can watch on
YouTube
Supercast
and Supercast.
at lonelobos.supercast.com.
Such a
And
fun episode.
also, they're followed up by Zach motherfucking Snyder and
Kirby Howell Baptiste.
Kirby Howell Baptiste.
And from One Piece, Jeff
Ward.
and
Matt Owens.
Matt Owens. That's right.
Yeah.
So if you like all things One Piece, Sandman, Zack Snyder, Avatar: The Last Airbender, subscribe to Supercast. Monica, Jordan, song of the week.
My song of the week is "Makes Me Wonder" by Maroon 5.
Oh, make me wonder if I ever gave a fuck about you. It doesn't ever feel it, 'cause I don't believe it's true anymore.
My song of the week is Waju featuring Phantom Threat.
Wow. Waju.
I feel like that I might have put that on last year, so I'm gonna double check.
It's fine. It doesn't count.
Damn, fake.
Fake. Choose my new song if you want.
Did I add Funny Papers by Mac Miller?
Nope.
Okay, that's the one that I'm gonna add. If I could just make my rent by Tuesday, I bet I'll be good by April Fool's Day.
And for Jacob,
And for Jacob, a song by Camp, CAAMP. Kind of a new pop folk group. Let's do Lavender Girl. How's it going?
And then last but not least, are Lobito, Farah T.
It's pronounced Farat.
oh my
Farah
god,
T. Girl, guy. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Are they Lobito, Super Lobito?
Lobito.
Sleepy? Lobito. Thank you for being Lobito. And supporting both Jacob, my dream, and Jordan Monica's dream. If you would like to also support the podcast and watch our ad-free extended versions of the podcast, you can do so at lonelobos.supercast.com. You'll also find merch for not only the podcast, but also my album, my EP, The Scarab Tapes, a Blue Beetle inspired EP is also out now. Get your merch for it. And until next week, thank you, good evening, and goodbye.
This episode of Lone Lobos is a Lone Lobos production, produced by Monica Tamayo and JMKM, with intro music by Nicholas Gray. Like what you hear? Check us out on Instagram at Lone Lobos.